All right, now we have the car up on a jack. Got the tire under there for safety. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen these two bolts that connect the ball joint to the lower control, or to the knuckle there. We're gonna put a jack under the lower control arm. We're gonna take out that bolt for the lower strut. And we're gonna take out this top bolt. We're gonna leave this top head in. If you have Bilsteins, this top nut's gonna be an 18. I think stock is a 17 millimeter. So we got that guy off. These two lower ball joints are gonna be an 18 millimeter, and we wanna take both of those out. And now we wanna crack this lower strut bolt loose, and then we can lower the jack, and this whole assembly should fall down through here. And then we can take the whole bolt off and pull the whole shock and strut out. You can see this whole assembly, the strut's falling through that top hat. So now we can take off this lower bolt completely and pull everything down through here. One thing I didn't mention is if you have stock bushings for your lower control arms, you're gonna wanna crack those loose. In my case, I have poly bushings, so this lower control arm can swing freely. So now that I have the strut assembly and the spring out, you can see I have this circlip on the top setting. With this 650 pound spring, I was only getting 2 inches of lift, even at the top setting. The normal spring that these comes with is a 600 pound spring, so even then I was a little short on height. These are those two different spacers that I was contemplating putting in. I think I'm probably gonna rock with the shorter one. And where this is gonna go is directly on top of this spring perch. So now that we got that spacer on top of there, it's tough to tell, but this thinner spacer is about the same width as one of these circlip spaces. So it should give me about the same height as going up one more clip. So this should give me about 1/4 more inch of lift. Wasn't sure about going to the thicker one. Just not sure if I want to go with that much height, but this will give me a little bit more than I have now. And so now the spring is just going to sit right on top of that steel spacer. Give me the tad bit more lift that I'm looking to get. So now we're kind of reversing the process. We got the whole assembly in there with that spacer. Want to make sure everything's lining up right, get your spring in the right orientation, and get that jack back underneath the lower control arm. And we're going to jack it up until this strut starts to pop out. And we can throw some threads on there with that nut that we removed earlier. So now that we've jacked it up a bit, you can see that shaft is starting to pop through. You can put rubber spacer or bushing, that washer, and this nut, starting to get some threads on it. And we'll keep jacking it up. We'll tighten that guy up. And then we got to jack it up to the point where this lower ball joint can be bolted back together. So now we're pretty much at the finish line. We just got to crank this guy down, tighten up that lower shock bolt again. We got these guys to line up. So it's just a matter of torquing everything down, putting the wheel back on, and that's it. Pretty simple. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be asking why I didn't just do a standard top hat spacer like a lot of people do. Well, I did have a thin one, and it causes the overall strut to be too long, and it gives you too much down travel, which leads to issues like CV binding. I had clearance issues here where the sway bar link would actually contact the spindle. Everything was just a little too close for comfort with that top hat spacer, since these Bilsteins and Ibach top type struts, they already give you an extra inch of down travel. So doing a preload spacer is a much safer bet in that aspect.